I've enjoyed convincing you that you're nothing, you're never going to be nothing, you came from nothing, and you'll never get out. You'll never be loved, you'll never be happy, you'll never be blessed, you'll never be free, you'll never get yourself together, you will never be nothing. I've enjoyed attacking him. As long as you stay over there and this stays over here, everything will be all right. But the moment you try to break away from where you came from and take over new territory, that's when all hell breaks loose in your life. What you fighting didn't start with you. Go back in your family. That devil's been in that territory for a long time. He doesn't want to leave the region. That devil isn't interested in you. He's interested in your territory. He's interested in your region. He's after your turf. He's after your stuff. There's something that you have that he wants, and he doesn't care about you. He says, I can use her. I can use a pig. I can use a goat. I can use a dog. I can use her sister. I can use his brother. I can use somebody close to them. It sounds like somebody else in here has some lying voices whispering in your ear, telling you what you can't do and what you can't be and what you can't have. And if you don't do it with me, it can't be done. The devil is a lie. You need to abort every voice that said you can't do it, you can't have it, you can't be it, you'll never get up, you'll never survive. The devil is a lie. Abort that thing. Push it out. Oh, it ain't gonna be no Holyfield fight dancing around. Oh no, I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna kick you in your eye. I'll fight like a wild animal. I didn't come this far to let you take my stuff. You have accepted some things as normal and adjusted your way of life to accommodate something that was never meant to be. If you don't possess what's yours, the enemy will possess your land. See, when you start running from one thing, you're going to keep running from everything. That's why you need to stop running and face whatever you got to face and deal with whatever you got to deal with. Because if you run from Pharaoh, you're going to run from the serpent. You're going to run from love. You're going to run from life. You're going to run from responsibility. You're going to run. When are you going to stop running? This is a marching legion of enemies that are coming against you to bring you down. You think I'm going to roll over and play dead while you take over my stuff? The devil is a lie. I will fight you. I don't mean no fancy fight. I mean I'll claw and kick and scratch and bite your nose. I'll fight you. When he got through messing with your daddy, now he's going to mess with you. When he got through messing up your sister, now he's after you. But I came to serve notice on the devil today. It stops right here. I'm going to fight for the territory. Somebody who's in a fight, give God a praise right now. And as long as you were a spectator, the devil was all right with that. But the moment you start raising your hand and worshiping God, all hell breaks loose. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? You got to hear this. You mean you just gonna sit there and let the enemy take your stuff? You do recognize you're in a fight. See, because most church people don't know that they're in a fight. They've been saved, but their mentality is so carnal that they just think stuff happens. Nothing just happens. Everything came from somewhere. Everything had a genesis. Everything had a beginning. It didn't just happen. That thing was sent against you. It was sent against you. I don't care what the doctor says, what the nurse says, what the bookkeeper says. I don't care what you read in the Wall Street Journal about the economy. The devil is a lie. That spirit was sent. And you sitting up here with your dressed up self, acting like, well, whatever happens, happens. The devil is a lie. Said the devil is a lie. You have accepted some things as normal and adjusted your way of life to accommodate something that was never meant to be. You mean you just gonna sit there and let the enemy take your stuff, take your life, take your family, take your son, take your daughter, take your grandkids? You just gonna lay back and let him have your job, have your influence, have your business? You just gonna hand it over without a fight? You're not going to fight or nothing. You're not going to do spiritual warfare. You're not going to fight in the spirit. You're not going to go into you're just going to let him have your territory. You better fight for your territory. I don't care what it is, your legs, your arms, your toes, your kids, your company, your finances. I don't care what it is. You got to fight for your territory. You have to fight to keep your eyesight. You have to fight to keep your energy. You have to fight to keep your movement. I mean, you have to fight for stuff that you used to take for granted. My God, do you hear what I'm saying to you? I say, I will fight. Don't you think for 1 minute that I won't fight. Don't you think I won't fight. Just because I'm 12 don't mean I won't fight. David was a boy when he killed Goliath. Don't let the fat fool you. I'm fat, but I'll fight. I'm gray-headed, but I'm fight. I'm a woman, but I'll fight. I'm an old man, but I'll fight you right now. Oh my God, I mean, I'll fight you right now. Until you have had the taste of finishing, you will not respect yourself. Until something is done, come hell or high water, tears and struggles and pain, and you go through it anyway, and you continue to fight on no matter the circumstances. After a while, something begins to wither inside of you.
You're going to have such a period in your life where it seems like it's not working. You're going to have a lot of trials and challenges, and everybody has a turn back moment where the direction you're going, you will have to make a decision to keep going or you turn back.
And what we have got to do is know there's a power in you that regardless of what happens to you, you can stand up inside of yourself. I think that's what the poet meant when he says, out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods there may be for my unconquerable soul. You have an unconquerable soul.
See, some people quit because things are out of control. The moment you get in something where you don't get your way, or it's bad conditions or bad circumstances, the first thing the immature mind says is, this is ridiculous, I quit. Are there any fighters in here? I fought my way up. I fought to get to work. I fought to stand. I fought to carry on. I fought to love. I fought to get out the bed. I fought with my fears, my anxieties, my insecurities. I fought with haters, backbiters, and betrayers. And many times I laid in the bed. I couldn't go to sleep because I was fighting with myself. I fought. I fought a good fight. You might not have seen it. You saw the glamour. But let me show you what you didn't see. I fought to do that. I lost a lot of stuff. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of courage. I lost a lot of money. Down on my knees, I was still believing. Lonely, I was believing. Betrayed, I was. Touch 3 people, tell them, keep the faith, keep the faith. If you lose the job, keep the faith. If you bury your child, keep the faith. If you have to move in with your mama, keep the faith. If you have to catch the bus, keep the faith. If you get sick, keep the faith. If you got heart trouble, keep the faith. You might not get a new heart, but you got to keep your faith.
Just keep walking, keep praising, keep thanking. That's when the miracle is going to take place. You can't go by what you see. Go by what God promised you. My business is still slow. Keep on walking. These people at work are still not treating me right. Keep on walking. God sees your obedience. He hears you praising when you could be complaining. He sees you stretching when you could be shrinking back. As you keep walking, you're going to see God show out in your life. When you prove to God that you're going to do the right thing even when it's hard, then you're going to see God do awesome things in your life. Don't talk yourself out of what you know God is telling you to do. Sometimes it seems ordinary. You're asking God to promote you. He's saying, get to work on time. You're asking God for healing. He's saying, eat healthier, exercise, get more sleep. It doesn't have to make sense. That's what faith is all about. Faith makes room for provision. You can't wait till it happens. You have to make room for it when you don't see any sign of it. You have to talk like it's on the way. Think like it's on the way. Are you missing your miracle because you're reasoning everything out? You're looking at it all in the natural. God is supernatural. After Moses died, God raised up Joshua to lead the Israelites. The earlier generation never made it into the promised land. Now the children of that generation had grown up. They were headed to the promised land, but they had to cross the Jordan River. The problem was, it was the rainy season, and the Jordan was in flood stage, with violent currents rushing down from the melting snow. Joshua was familiar with this type of scene. He was there when Moses held up his staff and the Red Sea parted. When these 2 million people came to the Jordan River and saw how swollen it was, and they didn't want to have anything to do with it. I can imagine Joshua did like his mentor Moses. He held up his rod and said, Lord, please let these waters part. But nothing happened. God promised Joshua, as I was with Moses, I will be with you. He didn't say, I'm going to do for you everything I did for Moses. There's a distinct calling on your life. You don't have to copy someone else. Try to be what they are. Walk in your own anointing. Walk in your own calling. Joshua had to make a decision. Are we going to turn around and go back, or are we going to keep walking? Joshua's attitude was, we've come too far to stop now. Instead of turning back, he told all the people, let's keep walking. I can hear them say, excuse me, Joshua, do you not see there's a violent, raging river? There's nowhere to go. Joshua acted like he didn't hear them. There will always be people that try to convince you to turn back. You have to do like Joshua and have a made-up mind. I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to become all I was created to be. They looked back at Joshua one last time, thinking surely he's going to retreat now. Joshua answered with 3 simple words, keep on walking. The scripture says, when their feet got wet, suddenly the waters begin to push back. Miracles happen when there's obedience. God doesn't give us all the details. May not happen like you've seen happen with your family. Like Joshua, every circumstance may say, it's not going to turn around. Go back. You'll never get well. It would have happened by now. Don't believe those lies. Keep walking.
Stress. It's necessary if you're planning on getting to where you're trying to go to. See, stress is training you. It's preparation. But what most people do is, see, once you get stressed, you don't want that no more. So now you give up. You through. I'm stressed. So nobody likes stress. You know, I work with a trainer. I have to work out, you know, because some people just let themselves go. But you got to, in order to develop and to change and to grow, stress is necessary. So you got to be willing to go get it every day. There's a story my father told me. Now I've heard it several different ways, but I'm just telling you the way my daddy gave it to me. He said, son, he said, every morning there arises a gazelle that realizes that he must run faster than the fastest lion or he will die that day. On that same desert arises in the morning a lion, that he must run faster than the fastest gazelle, or he will starve and he will die that day. He say, son, the moral of the story is, no matter who you is, when you wake up in the morning, you needs to be running.
It's possible. It's necessary. It's me. Take ownership for your life. It's me. Nobody can live your dream for you but you. Nobody's going to take care of your business like you. Don't give yourself permission to continue to live a small life. You can't fit a big dream into a small life. Give yourself permission to go for it, to test yourself, to challenge yourself. Always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. There's something in you that says, I can do more. This just can't be it. There's something in you. There's something in your heart that caused you to get dressed and spend the money to go to seminar after seminar and listen to message after message and speaker after speaker. This is not it for you. You have not peaked here. There's more in you than you're expressing. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard. What's in store for you if you challenge yourself, if you persist and persevere, if you take ownership for your life. The people that make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. Create what you want.
We all face things in life that try to push us down. It's easy to lose our passion and think that's the way it's always going to be. But God didn't create you to be overcome. He created you as an overcomer. He put something in your spirit called bounce back. Bounce back means when you get knocked down, you don't stay down. There's a force breathing in your direction, making things happen that you couldn't make happen, giving you strength that you didn't have. It causes you to rise up. Because you have bounced back, that difficulty cannot defeat you. It may hold you back temporarily, but it's just a matter of time before you rise back up. You may have things coming against you now. Thoughts tell you you'll never get well. This pandemic has ruined your finances. You'll always struggle with this addiction. Don't believe those lies. You may be down, but that is not your final destination. God is saying, get ready to rise. Get ready for favor. Get ready for breakthroughs. Get ready for healing. What was meant for your harm, God is turning to your advantage. Micah said, rejoice not over me, my enemies, when I fall, for I shall arise. He wasn't complaining about the trouble. He wasn't discouraged over being knocked down. He understood this principle, that there was bounce back in his spirit. In the middle of the difficulty, he was speaking victory. If you're going to come out of that challenge, you have to do like Micah. This problem didn't come to stay, it came to pass. God being for me is more than the world being against me. I shall arise. When you say that, forces of darkness tremble. When you declare, I shall arise, angels go to work. No more, it's never going to change. My business will never make it. My child's never going to get back on course. Zip that up. If you talk defeat, you're going to have defeat. Say with Micah, yes, I've had difficulties. I'm not denying the problem, not acting like it doesn't exist. All I'm saying is I'm not staying here. I shall arise. I will see God's goodness. My latter days will be better than my former days. God hasn't brought you this far to leave. He won't let you get in a problem that He can't get you out of. That person that walked out on you, they didn't stop your destiny. Quit giving them that much power, thinking that they ruined your life. God has somebody better coming. David said, God lifted me out of the pit and set my feet on a rock. You may be in a pit, so to speak. You don't see how you could get out. The good news is you don't have to get out by yourself. The Most High God is about to lift you out. He's about to free you from that addiction. He's about to turn the medical report around. He's about to open new doors, bring new opportunities, new relationships. That pit is not your destiny. Get ready to rise. Paul said, the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives on the inside of you. The forces of darkness did their best to stop Jesus, but they couldn't keep Him from rising. That tells me nothing you face can keep you from your purpose. No pandemic, no sickness, no addiction. The enemy may have done his best, but his best will never be enough. A few years back, we had a big hurricane here in Houston. I noticed all the different kinds of trees that were blown down. Huge oak trees, 3 or 4 feet around. I saw pine trees over 100 feet tall laying in yard after yard. Big trees, small trees, none of them could withstand the hurricane force wind. There was only one type of tree that wasn't blown down. It was the palm tree. It's because God designed the palm to withstand the storm. Unlike the other trees, the palm is able to bend so it doesn't break. A certain kind of palm can bend all the way over to where the top is almost touching the ground. During a hurricane, it may stay that way for 3 or 4 hours, all bent over, looks like it's done. But when the wind dies down, the storm is over, it stands right back up to where it was before. All these other trees down on the ground, what's the difference? God put bounce back in the palm tree. It may get pushed over, but it's only temporary. Psalm 92 says, the righteous will flourish like a palm tree. The reason God chose a palm tree, not oaks or pines, is He knew we would go through storm. He knew things would try to push us down and keep us from our destiny. So He said, I'm going to make you like a palm. I'm going to put bounce back in your spirit. You may go through difficulties, a loss, a disappointment, but at some point the winds will stop, the storm will pass, and like that palm, you'll come right back up again. You may be bent over right now. You're facing challenges. Thoughts are telling you it's never going to work out. Oh, get ready to rise. You have bounce back in your spirit. When that storm is over, you're not going to be laying down, beat up. You're going to rise up, healthy, blessed, prosperous. You're not going to look like what you've been through. Nobody is going to be able to tell that you even had that difficulty. What I love about God is He doesn't just bring you through the storm, He makes the enemy pay for bringing the trouble. When the palm tree is bent over during the hurricane, you would think that was damaging the tree and making it weaker. But research shows just the opposite. When the tree is being pushed over and stretched by the strong winds, that's strengthening the root system, giving it new opportunities for growth. When the palm tree straightens back up after the storm, it's actually stronger than it was before. When you come out of that storm, when you straighten back up, you're not going to be the same. You're going to be stronger, healthier, better off, ready for new growth. When you're in difficult times, you need to remind yourself, I may bend, but I'm not going to break. God won't let you face anything that will be too much for you to handle. Things may be coming against you, but know this, down is not your destiny. Defeat is not how your story ends. Sickness, trouble, not having enough is not permanent. I believe even now, those winds are starting to subside. Forces that have hindered you are being broken. Powers of darkness are being pushed back. You're about to see breakthroughs, freedom, joy, victory. Micah chapter 7, Micah lists all these negative things that have happened. He talked about how he was overwhelmed with sorrow, had gone through bad breaks. If he would have stopped there, we wouldn't be reading about him. He went on to say in verse 7, but as for me, I'm not giving up. I'm sticking around to see what God is going to do. I know He will make things right. He had this attitude of faith. I've come too far to stop now. He was expecting God to turn it around. That's why he said in the next verse, don't rejoice when I fall, I shall arise.
Sometimes people can't see the inside. Sometimes people don't know how much hard work you put in. But when it comes time to battle, you must think about each and every day that you put that hard work in. And you can't let them win the battle mentally. Because you can be beat. It doesn't matter how big or bad you think you are. Life will knock you down.
You don't win a fight when you fight. You win, if you're a beast, you win the fight before the fight. So what I want you to understand about the breakthrough is that 90% is work, but the last 10%, that's fight. Listen to me. You don't get a breakthrough by working. You get a breakthrough when you fight. And that's the hard part. The breakthrough is the hardest part because the breakthrough is not about the X's and O's. The breakthrough is not about the weight room. The breakthrough is not about studying the plays. The breakthrough, that last 10%, is all mental toughness.
Who are you fighting for every day? So if you're feeling down and out right now, it's not the time to give up. Now is the time to rise above your challenges. Rise above the haters. Rise above the pain. Rise above the tiredness and get back up and fight. Dust yourself off like you never have before. It's time to go stronger than ever before. Sometimes you may lose, but a real champion.
I need you to understand that right now. You have a different mindset. You're trying to go to a different place. You want to go to another level. You got to cut them zeros because you have to be the hero of your own story.
So I'm saying they better than me, but they will not outwork me. I didn't get them with talents. I didn't beat them with talents. I looked at their weaknesses and I said, boom, they will not outwork me. I'll go quicker. I'll go harder. I'll go longer. I'll go faster.
When you're on the road to success, you will have downfalls. You will have times where you hurt. You will have people who talk about you. You will have those hard days. But in those moments, that's what makes you great. That's what takes you from greatness to being a legend.
Welcome to my.
I don't feel myself. Every time you feel in the middle of the day, if you feel yourselves doing that stuff, just stop for a second and starts going over in your minds. Everything you have to be grateful for. Not everything you want, everything you already have, because what you have is substantial. You just haven't gone over the list and take and inventory in a long time. But the fact that you can walk, that's a blessing. The fact that you woke up, that's another blessing. The fact that you can see, think, reasons, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go and turn the key and call someone, please, home, that's another blessing. The ability to dream is a blessing. The fact is that you have an opportunity to get right is another blessing. The fact that you are beautiful, that's another blessing.